Knowles. I know. It's manly of you to shake my hand.
I really wanted to try to be cordial on this show today. This was the thing you made me do this weekend was worse than Southside with you.
You know, it's the only thing I could think of. It's worse than Southside with you.
Yeah, it's just.
Oh, now I'm feeling like I should be wearing like a full leather suit. Spikes coming out. Yeah.
Thank you, Drew. May I have another Marvel movie? Oh gosh.
So you went and saw Captain Marvel.
I saw Captain Marvel. This movie.
Yeah.
It's a terrible genre.
Okay.
This is the first problem.
Yeah.
The genre is terrible.
The genre is repetitive.
It's repetitive and terrible. There have been a couple good superhero movies, neither of which were in the Marvel universe, right? There was Dark Knight was a good movie.
Yeah.
Logan was a good movie.
Isn't Logan Marvel?
It's not made by Marvel. I think, isn't that made by Fox or something? I don't know. I don't think it's actually made by Marvel.
Say it again? It's Fox, but it's not MTU. So it's not
Fox, but it's not. Okay, excuse me. Calling all the nerds in the back. Is it?
That's what we keep in a little closet in the back. We got the nerd closet.
So right. So of the actual Marvel movies, they're all terrible. All of them, every single one. Yeah. And this one was particularly bad.
It is bad. Okay.
It's mostly bad because it's one of these movies.
Uh-huh.
It also happens to be this feministy thing that makes it just 23% worse.
I have to say, watching the previews, I think Brie Larson is a very good actress, by the way.
She is. She was good.
But she's got this kind of very girly little voice. And it's like, hi, I'm a superhero. And I don't buy
it. I will say, there are two somewhat interesting moments in the movie.
Okay.
The first one comes early, so it's not a spoiler, is that Brie Larson's character finds out that she's not very good at physical activities because the boys are better at race car driving, the boys are better at acts of brute strength, and she thinks that she can do these things just as well as the boys, and she can't. That's actually an interesting observation and tells you something about sexual difference. It's obviously true. And then the other, well, I suppose there are three interesting points. The second point is that it's her biggest weakness is that she's overly emotional and she lets her emotions run away with her.
Yeah.
And again, that's actually a pretty interesting sexual commentary if you're doing a superhero movie about sex differences.
Right.
The third interesting point, and this is a little bit of a spoiler, so close your ears for 10 seconds or something if you actually don't want to hear it, is that at the end, the bad guy, the way the bad guy finally tries to trick her is by appealing to her pride. It's not some physical it's by appealing to pride and the way that she could go down.
Worked with Eve.
It worked with Eve. I mean, and that actually is pretty smart. The reason the movie doesn't work is because she can just do anything.
Right. That's always the problem with superheroes.
Is the problem. But at least some superheroes have a weakness.
Right.
Her weakness is pride, I guess. So that's a human weakness. That's kind of an interesting observation. But when you show that human weakness in a superhero movie, and that's your only weakness, there's just no stakes. You're just invincible.
You know, I haven't seen the movie, so I'm not commenting on the movie, but it strikes me that the plot you're describing has the same flaws as Black Panther, which basically says, instead of saying, you know, black people are as good as anybody else, which is a perfectly fair, valid, true point, it sort of says, like, well, if they'd only had this magic dust, they would have had a different civilization. This is saying that women are weaker and more emotional than men, but if only they weren't, they would be better. Then they wouldn't be. Instead of saying, you know, that women actually contribute something different than what men contribute.
Yes, I mean, so in that way, it's really just the closest it makes to an interesting point is the kind of first level conservative feminist point, which is that if the only way that women are physically as strong as men is if they have guns, which is true. And so if you have guns shooting out of your hands, then you are physically as strong as men. But the movie beyond
Don't they have gun control for those? No,
I want a trigger lock on those hands. Other than that, because there are no stakes to the movie, who cares? You can get past the tedious girl power, feminine, whatever. I mean, that's fine. You know, you can get past you know how the movie's going to end. It's one of these superhero movies. They're all formulaic. But there aren't any stakes whatsoever, which is, I think, why you're seeing it gets bad reviews, even from female critics, even, and
Yeah.
then Rotten Tomatoes decided to purge all the bad reviews.
Well, this stuff drives me crazy. It's as if the future of women depends on whether this is a good movie or not.
Right,
It's
that's right.
fair. You know, and the other thing is, there have been girl heroes forever. There was always a Supergirl. Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman was a good movie and it was a successful movie. So it's like, what do they? Why does this suddenly become like an issue? Like suddenly, oh, it's a black superhero. But there were black superheroes before. Wesley Snipes was in a trilogy of a guy fight. You know, and we didn't even notice. It was just Wesley Snipes. You know.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I think in some way it's a marketing gimmick. I almost think because
Controversy.
Controversy.
Yeah.
I expected the movie to be worse than it was, given Brie Larson's ridiculous PR campaign.
Right.
And it wasn't. It's not that it was ultra feministy. It's just that it wasn't a good movie.
Right.
And it was, 20 or 30% worse than all the other Marvel movies. And so whatever, what is that? How many have there been? There have been like 20 of these movies. So
This year, I think.
this month, I think. But she actually made it out to be worse than it is. And I think it was to drive up controversy because people are all ginned up over identity politics. And now I had to go see it. All the critics have to go see it.
Well, I guess the left can thank capitalism for seizing on their stupid ideas and turning them into a money-making proposition, right?
That's right. That's the bright side. Is that the silver lining?
I guess so. After listening to AOC, I'm now 10% stupider than I was when I started my program. I don't even know what I'm saying. What are you talking about on your show?
We're going to be talking about why AOC is wrong about everything and how she's wrong about
everything.
everything. Yeah, she gets everything exactly backwards.
Yeah.
And it is because she doesn't know any history. She knows a whole lot of historiography. She knows a whole lot of the broad trends they teach you in Yorktown Public High School.
Right.
But she doesn't know any actual facts, so she gets everything exactly backwards.
It is true. Have you heard this new conspiracy theory that she was an actress cast for to play a part of a congresswoman? No, you've got to listen to this. It's an actually interesting video where this guy, Mr. Reagan, says, it was a casting call and they just hired her to do this. And I thought that's true of most congressmen.
Well, that is true. Yeah, really, third-string actors, show business for ugly people.
And they have people whispering in their ear, say this, say that, or I won't give you any money. This is sinister political. Anyway, by the way, I noticed that a few, apparently some people are now getting the audiobook of Another Kingdom. They're a little confused about their pub date, but I've heard some great things about your performance.
I'm glad because I know, it was my father, my grandmother, now my wife wasn't. No, I'm very excited. It was so much fun to do the audiobook.
Yeah.
It's really a totally different experience to do that than to do a podcast.
Yes.
And I guess we'll see it. The audiobook is released now.
It's supposed to be coming out like in a week.
Right.
But I did see on Audible they're starting to have some reviews.
That's great. Especially when books come out, it's always like it comes out a week early, and
I know.
some people get it and they don't get it.
Amazon doesn't care. And the way it works is Amazon gets it, they start sending it out.
Right.
Anyway, it's great to talk to you.
Good to see you
again. Don't go away. I'll continue talking to you after the show.